All right. Hello, everybody. Hope you are all doing well today. Let's go ahead and get a level check here. Looks like it's okay on my end. Maybe. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well out there. Got the Polyend play in front of us today. Video and audio check from Webbit. Grove Twig says hi, like he didn't just spend all day talking to me anyway. Grove Twig has been a very helpful friend in establishing some other stuff for the channel. All right. Well, with the five of us here ready to go, I think we'll just take a peek at the play and see what we can do. Let's go ahead and turn it on here. Takes a minute. You push the button and then there it goes. Yeah. Don't really know what we're going to get into today. Polyend, I guess I should say disclaimer, Polyend did provide me with this Polyend play, but this isn't like a sponsored stream or anything like that. Wilhelm, it is 2 a.m. You know, this will be up after you wake up. But I do appreciate you staying up to watch. But it will be available. Yeah, Polyend did provide me with the play, but this isn't sponsored or anything like that. They didn't even tell me to make a video. Long-time subscriber, first time you're able to catch one of these. Nice. Yeah, every Wednesday now around 5 p.m. Pacific, I just do a random live stream. And these are not to be confused with the proper Freebeat live concerts, which typically occur once or twice a year. Those are big, like, live sets. Those are huge whole productions, and I recommend checking them out. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, Polyend just kind of gave this to me at the end of KnobCon. It was like, there you go, because I enjoyed it. Yeah, figure we'll just mess around with it, and I'll show you kind of how it works, and maybe I'll discover a bit more of how it works as well. So basically, it is a sample-based groove box, but it's more of like a generative and inspirational arranger, if that makes sense, kind of. Hey, Cheap Noise is here. No, you missed nothing. I just got started. A lot of people think that this is like the... that was the duck saver hitting the ground. The Deluge, these are nothing alike. These are very, very different devices. The only thing that they have in common, really, is the fact that they both have these kind of pads. But, yeah, they are not similar at all. Excuse me while I find this duck saver and put it back on the Deluge. And squeak my chair a bit. There we go. So, yeah, the play is like a sample-based inspirational groove box, kind of, if that makes sense. Whereas the Deluge is very much just kind of like a Ableton with a sequencer grid with a bunch of physical controls. It's awesome, but very different. So how the play works is we start off by loading in samples. And the way these samples are organized is like integral to how this thing works. And you'll see that in a minute here, but you load in basically packs of samples, and within the packs are all these folders, which contain, well, as you might guess, toms, snares, reeds, piano, percussion, stuff like that. And the way they're sorted, can be used in the generative and kind of randomized elements in the sequencer. It's actually pretty cool. I'm going to adjust my mic real quick here. There we go. So I figured I'd let all of you pick the sample pack here. So actually, can we see the screen all right? That was a concern I had. I kind of want to lower the overall brightness here. How's that look? Is that any better? I don't really want to switch over to OBS to look full. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. I can go a little darker if you want. The screen is kind of important. The pads are obviously what's really important here. We can go this dark if you want. The Deluge did just go open source. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in the community firmware. I've been talking to Alex from the Freebeat Discord server about a lot of it. I know he's super into it. Yeah, I'm excited for all the stuff coming to the Deluge. I see finally the stream just caught up to where I am IRL here. Is that kind of darkness good for the screen? Hey, Sadiq Cat is here too. I have not really looked at the Stylophone Beat cheap noise. Honestly, I've been so busy with so much stuff going on here. I've got a lot of new gear off camera that you can't see. That I kind of had nothing going on, and now I've got just a zillion things going on. So yeah, I haven't really looked at anything else. By the way, we are powering the Polyend Play on a power bank. So that's something cool you can do. Okay, I'm just going to assume this is good here since nobody said anything. Yeah, cool. So we load in sample packs. So I'm going to let all you pick the sample pack here. We have 80s Mom pack, acoustic piano pack, acoustic plucked pack. Don't pick either of those because I don't think there's drums in there. Chill hop, dark techno, dirty click, drum and bass, dubcore, drums, dubstep pack, fifth step pack, gangsta rap pack, glitch and bass pack, house pack, IDM more pack, intellectual pack, juke footwork pack, jungle, lo-fi hip-hop, slam modeling, tech house pack. Basically the first person that calls someone out, that's what I'm going to pick. Alex might be the smartest, most helpful person you've met. Yeah, me too. Chill hop or D&B. We have techno and then trap. All right, I'm going with D&B. Drum and bass pack. All right, load pack. Here we go. Now, as you can see, it's going to take a long time to load in these samples. And that's because you're really not meant to be doing this in a live setting, I don't think. I mean, I guess you could between songs. It's on folder 4 out of 10. But it's loading in a ton of samples right now. Hi, Raul. How are you? Oh, too late, Sadiq Cat. I already picked D&B. Yep. What firmware do I have on the Polyend Play? I'm not sure. In fact, I need to look and see if I need to update it. I have the one with the piano roll. I know that, so I think I'm pretty current. Okay, so now we have our samples loaded in here. Let's just have a listen to some of these here. So up top, we have sample, and then down low, we have folder. Okay, so here's the different folders. I use the sample knob to go through those. So let's go to bass. Now I click sample here, and we can go through those. Okay, so there's all of our basses. We can move on to hi-hats, kicks. You get the idea, right? So the whole idea of the Polyend Play is pick and then play. So you pick your sample, and then you put it into your sequencer. Each one of these rows represents one of the 8 tracks on the Polyend Play, and these are controls for each of those tracks. So this is mute, I believe, and then solo for that track, and then variation, which each track within a pattern can have 16 different variations, which is crazy. And then this one here is select all, select the whole track. Latest firmware is 1.4.1. I think I'm on that. I updated it right after I got it. Like I think before we even got home from the hotel, or from the trip. So if I want to put a kick drum in 4 on the floor, I go to the kick drum folder, find a kick I like. Okay. Choose a note I want, and then put it in. I'm just gonna go just like that. Okay. Hit play. I know we're making D&B, and that's not necessarily a D&B pattern, so deal with it. For now, just showing you the basics. So that's mute. Yeah, so I muted that track. There's solo. Obviously, that doesn't do anything because we don't have any other tracks. And then there's 16 variations within our main pattern. By the way, there are this many patterns per project. So there's a lot you can do here. There's a lot you can do. Let's get a hi-hat now. And by the way, tracks can have a different sample on each individual step. The tracks are monophonic, but much like a tracker, you can have each step be a different instrument, which is pretty cool. So changing the sample or even the folder up here won't affect these because they're already in, right? So this is in as a kick. So if I, let's pick a hi-hat. There's a closed hi-hat. Let's just put these in right here on the offbeats. There you go. And just like on Electron boxes, I can hold down a step and change any of these parameters here for that step. If I want to copy it, I just long press. There we go. Now these are all G's here. Let's crank this one up. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Let's make this a different sample, a different hi-hat here. So let's explore. Ooh, how about that open one right there? There we go. Pitch it up. Pitch it down a bit. There we go. Does that make sense? For a snare drum, let's go to the snare drums here. I don't really like any of those. These are all just the stock sounds, by the way. There we go. I can hold this down and use the chance condition to give it a 50% chance to always play the step. So there's a whole lot. And that's the chance and randomize are like a whole nother thing on this thing. More cowbells, please. All right, let's do some cowbells. So let's go ahead and there might not be cowbell. Oh, percussion. Okay. Uh-oh. No cowbells. Uh-oh. Okay, actually, we'll use the fill and randomize feature here with this percussion. There's a lot of good stuff in this folder. No cowbells, though. I'm going to select all of row 3, and I'm going to click fill. Now, fill has different types. As you can see, we've got beat right here, kick, snare, hi-hat, chords and bass, chords, bass, Euclidean, random, random plus. I believe the beat type will actually take different samples from different folders, and they have to be named specifically. Can I switch the sample pack for the project? I can, but you'd have to wait the minute and a half or however long it takes to load because there's so many samples in all of these. Okay, so it filled in a beat. Let's solo this. Okay, so see, they're all kick drums. We don't necessarily want that. Let's go just random here. We'll fill this with a 54% chance. Okay, so it just filled it, and that's soloed, by the way. I want to move these because right now they're lining up the hi-hat and they're kind of hard to hear. So since the whole row is selected, I can just use the move. There we go. You are limited to the amount of RAM to switch. That's true. Yeah, you can load in more than just one pack, but you are limited by the amount of onboard memory. So as you can see, I easily moved things there. This is just rolling around on the desk. That is like gold. Be sure to save that. So we've got all one sample here, right? Now what we could do is select the whole row and then hit live record, go to the sample folder. There we go. And then do something like this. I just wiggled that randomly, and it recorded those in. So already we've got some variation going on there. It was very easy to kind of randomize it, but we could take that a step further. With that row selected, we can go to the chance knob there. We can say 50%, 60% chance, and then we can go to action. It can play the step like we did for, I believe, that hi-hat there. Random sample. And that means, I believe, random sample in the folder. Yeah. So it's super cool, the amount of randomness you can have within kind of a structure. And we haven't even scratched the surface. There's a lot more you can do. I'm just going to stop and read some comments here. Raul says, you like Polyend's take on controls? Very intuitive. Yeah. It takes some getting used to. But once you wrap your head around the whole pick and then play, then it makes total sense. Yeah, Wabbit says the play doesn't have enough RAM to load multiple sample packs. Right, yeah, you can do more. Like, you could load maybe another folder or two, but you are kind of limited. Have an LFO pan them with some echo and it'll be dope. Let's see if we can pan these here. We do have... Panning is on volume. There we go. However, let's explore randomize because... Oh, wait. Can we not randomize? Hang on. I could have sworn you could randomize from the... randomize the panning. No LFO, unfortunately, but what we can do is just do this, live record it. There we go. And let's send it to the delay a bit, which is right here. There are settings for the delay, but yeah. Does the Polyend play have pad sounds? Yeah, so this is it does have some stock ones, but this is sample based. There's an SD card in the back, micro SD card you can load in whatever you want. So yeah, I'm just, like I said, running it stock. But yes, you can definitely do that. In fact, let's get a melodic element going right now, and then we'll wipe everything and make an actual kind of like drum and bass pattern. So I'm going to go to a new row here. Actually, I'm not going to select a row at all because I'm going to navigate to my synths here. Actually, let's go to basses. Sure. I'm going to fill randomly here. And there might be a better way to do this. I'm still learning how the play actually works, you know? So I've barely had the time to scratch the surface of this thing. Let's go randomize now. Now, check it out. One of the randomized targets, or we have sample in folder, sample in pool. So sample in folder, that's why I said the folder structure is so important, because it's going to then randomize the sample that it plays in the folder, and the folder that we're in is bass. So all those different bass sounds, let's say, sure, 100% of the time, I'm going to click save to save the randomization. And now check it out. If I don't like that, just redo it. Now those are all the same note, which, I mean, is cool if you want that. However, Wabbit says fill option. What do you mean by fill option? Oh, with bass lines. Yeah, we could have done it that way too. It can like auto-generate some bass lines for you. However, I kind of like the random element, so it's always changing, at least right now with where I'm at on the play. So check this out. If we go and click in the knob here and go to scales, we can turn on our scale filter. Now we can select any type of scale that we want. let's just go minor. We'll go E minor. There we go. Pretend that we're a budding young guitarist. Or bassist, I guess, here. Now all of our notes are going to be quantized to that scale. Although, like we said, we've just got one note here. However, if we go to chance, we can say always, or, you know, whatever we want. Play 3, skip 1, play 4, whatever. I'm going to keep it at always. Random note. Now have a listen. I can once again go back and randomize our bass sounds. Or we can simply just select new ones. There we go, just like that we're jamming. And remember, each track individually has 16 different variations per pattern, and there's a ton of patterns in here per project. So as you can see, very, very easy to get going with a track. You can also change the track length per track too. So what if we cut this one down? And by the way, track length can go up to 64 steps. Along the way that works is you hold shift, and then here's the second measure for this track, third, fourth, and so forth. I'm just going to keep it at 16. Actually, we'll go less. We'll go 15, okay? Let's put some overdrive on there. Max it out. Lower the bit depth. Sure, why not? Now see how the bass track down here that we used is getting off of the rest of the playhead as we change the track length. You also have play mode, which is pretty crazy. There's things like forward, which is just normal, reverse, which goes backwards, first steps. There's a lot of different ones here. I'm not sure how they all work. Let's set, sure, percussion to tripler. So see how the playhead's jumping all over the place there? Like select everything and then go play mode. I've still got this track here selected, our kick drum. I'm going to put that back to forward so we have some semblance of sanity. Change many parameters at once. However, I can set them all back here. Well, they're still pretty crazy because we messed with them, but I'll stop the sequencer here. Much like the Electron boxes, you also have this save and reset option. So I'm going to click save, session saved. Now shift and save will reset it to this point. So let's go mess it up. Random sample of the pool on every track except the kick. also change your sample attack and decay, sample start, sample end. I'm trying to think if there's any other like major things I missed here. Master volume, that's for everything, and delimiter, volume per track. Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, Wilhelm, like I said a few minutes ago, 64 steps per track, but you also have 16 variations per track, which is neat. We also haven't touched on performance mode, which, let's get that going. So now we have this lovely colored grid in front of us here. So these rows of buttons over here still do the same thing. So this is going to mute track 1, solo track 1, bring up variations. And if this last one is lit, then the row is selected, or the track is selected. So right now it says not selected. That's because all of these buttons need to have a track to actually affect. So I'm going to select everything just for fun here. Now all of a sudden, each of these buttons are effects. So this is going to be master tuning. Going down. They're kind of like punch-in effects on pocket operators, a little bit anyway. Now what's cool is you can either quick tap it and it'll stay on, or if you hold it, it goes off when you release it. So this one's pitch down, this one, pitch up. And yes, you can combine different buttons, just none from the same color. So low pass, high pass, overdrive, bit depth. Here's rearrange, so this is really cool. All of a sudden our pattern's just completely something else. Yeah, really neat. See you later, City Cat. Have a good one. Go to bed. It's close to bedtime for you, I know that. Different repeats. Those can be combined with the reorganizer. Delay. Yeah, so 12 different, or 16 different delay types here. And as you may have guessed, 16 different reverb types. And then we have loop. Oh, I messed that up. And then we have loop, hand left and right. Yeah, cool. So yeah, you can just kind of swipe over buttons like Wabbit says too. I have no clue what the hell's going on right now, see? There we go. Wilhelm asks, how can you play chords? So again, this is a monophonic. Each track is monophonic, but it is sample-based. So if you put a chord in, a chord sample in, rather, it will play a chord. So I believe we have some chords in here, I saw. Some stabs. Yeah, there we go. So it's all sample-based. Everything is samples. There's no synthesis going on here. Alternatively, you could, I don't know, take like this synth right here and say put one right here and one right here and one right here. Since each track is monophonic, we can use 3 different tracks. We could make this one a C. That one, oh, we're in E minor, not C minor. So let's make it an E. This one can be a G. This one can be a B. There we go. So now we have kind of a chord, right? And I believe I can hold shift and copy that way. No, I don't think I can copy like that. Oh, you just click copy right here. And then, yeah, there we go. And then paste. That's fun. Let's highlight all three of those, sure. Put some random delay on there, just a bit. Or not random, just a low amount. Let's then tell these to each... Not a random sample. How about... There's random cutoff, too, which is cool. Random microtune, random repeat. Random octave up, sure. And then under randomize, we will go space and set that to 100%. Now, I will say, one complaint I have so far, I'm not sure if there's a way around it. All the randomized stuff can be saved into the sequence, so you can do like multiple randomizations because it actually helps you generate the pattern. Chance cannot. I think you can only have one active at a time. So if I want to have random notes on those three tracks, here are three chords, I just have to stay right there. I can't like save it and then also go random sample, you know, or random octave up or anything like that. Sounds like a weird, like, creepy steel drum thing. Tell you what, let's actually have some more fun here. Let's lower the track length here on this one to however many steps that is. This one will go like there. This one will go like that. Yeah. That's terrifying. Okay, well, I like how Sadiq Ket said D&B, and then we didn't do any of that. Let's load in something new so you can actually see how this works, okay? I'm just going to go new project. No, we don't need to save that. Creating new project. Okay, someone else suggested the 80s Mom Pack. Sure, we'll try that. Now we're going to load in our folders here. I'm going to get a drink of water, excuse me. I'm back. Another cool thing, if you didn't see my video, I think it was last Friday, 16 people in here, 7 likes. What's up with that? Just saying. If you didn't see my video last Friday, you also, in addition to the 8 sample tracks, get an additional 8 MIDI tracks, which is very cool. So this is a beast of a sequencer. Anything that affects the internal audio can be mapped to MIDI CCs, which is cool. And yeah, there's just so much power here as a MIDI sequencer. I was pretty floored. The video itself that I made wasn't that great. It was kind of me just messing around. But since then, I've played around with it quite a bit. And I am going to be using this in a live setting, which you'll see in due time. But yeah, like the application this has in a live setting is crazy, very, very useful. And as a MIDI controller, I think it's even more useful. All right, we got this 80s pack loaded in here. Here's our bass. Okay. Let's crank our tempo down to like, it's a good synth wavy tempo. 93, sure. Back to samples here. That's cool. Whoops. Yeah. Let's go 4 on the floor. It's a little fast. There we go. Still think about wanting the play as a MIDI brain eventually? Yeah, it's a beast. I'm going to cut the end of this sample down. Maybe. There we go. Now I don't love it. Just like that. There we go. That's better. And a little less reverb maybe. Back to our samples here. Let's put a kick in. Let's find a kick, or a snare, sorry. There's no way to preview sounds, I don't think. Well, no. While it's going, maybe there is. Maybe I missed it. I'm not exactly sure. That's huge. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Sure, that's fine. Back to our samples and to our folder. Hats. There we go. Sure, we'll just go like super basic here. Let's get some eighth note bass going in here. Sample, that's right. That sounds kind of synthwavy, doesn't it? Yeah. Ooh, let's pick a key first. We'll go C minor, sure. That's fine. There we go. Now I want to extend the length of this pattern here, or this track, sorry. Just our track with that bass on it. So I'm going to extend it out to 32 steps long. Now we access the second measure, second set of 16 steps by holding Shift and pressing the second button on that track. There we go. Now I think I want these to be a D. Yeah. There we go. This isn't Jack's or Grove Twig. You don't really fully understand synthwave, but you do know that you like it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know if these sounds are like perfect for it either. It sounds kind of synthwavy. Let's see if we can get a pad in there. I think Wilhelm was the one who asked about chords. Let's go back to page 1 there. Let's see here. Let's find a sample. I just kind of want like a drone. I don't know. Maybe like the offbeats. Yeah, okay. So we can also do things like this. We can go in when you have a track selected. That's not what I want. Oh, under tempo swing, when you have a track selected, you can pick your swing, or you can also pick your track speed, so we can have it. So now watch this track that's selected here. There we go. So now we have effectively 2 measures right there in front of us. The secret to good synthwave is to close your eyes and imagine yourself turning into Galactic Tapes. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Galactic Tapes is a wonderful synthwave expert, I would say. He'd probably disagree. Wouldn't call himself an expert, but I've heard enough of his music to know that he is He's an expert. I've been listening to so much of the Midnight lately. Just definitely a guilty pleasure. All right, what's our sound again? Oh yeah, that thing. There we go. Now let's pick a. We got that major chord there. Let's go. Sure. Ready for? Does this sound kind of weird? Yeah, no. We can shift and select that group there. Nope. There we go. What's guilty about the Midnight? I don't know. To me, it just screams like guilty pleasure music. I don't know. I like listening to it. It's very easy listening. Like nothing too crazy going on most of the time. Just, I don't know. I enjoy it. Okay, as someone who listens to Rush a lot, that's very easy listening. Not trying to undermine the Midnight. They've got some absolutely incredible tracks. So here we are just jamming. I'm actually kind of just like actually writing a song, right? Just arranging a song on here. Which you can do that. It's probably not the best device for it. It's a lot better for, like we said, and like I showed, randomizing stuff. So let's randomize. Let's say we want to get a melody here. So I'm going to pick a sample first. Ooh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, sure. I'm going to go fill. Whoop. I'm going to fill this in here. Let's go. Oh, genre. No, hang on. What was I looking for? This happens to me all the freaking time. Oh. Nope, not what I wanted. Oh, here we go. Random plus. And then we'll go melody. There we go. I really like using the move to just slide some of those notes over. You discover some fun sounding stuff like this little interaction here. I would have never come up with that on my own just like that. The coolest groove box on the market. Really cool how random stuff comes out. Yeah, I don't know if it's the coolest on the market. Well, I mean, obviously that's an opinion. But it's, I don't know. It's very interesting. Sometimes I've never had a more varied instrument. Sometimes you'll sit down, and because of how many random and chance elements there are, sometimes you'll sit down and everything you get is just kind of crap and nothing really inspires you. And then sometimes you'll sit down and like 2 minutes later, you're just like full out jamming, which is awesome. And that feels so good. Urination says hi. Hi. I like the idea of dialing in kind of structured stuff like this. And, setting yourself up maybe in like many different patterns, because each of these are patterns within these projects here, which is so cool. So you could do a full set just with patterns. Unfortunately, you would have to change the tempo manually. I don't believe you can have I don't believe you can have different tempos per patterns. Let's see here, actually. So we're at 91 here. Let's go to this pattern right here. This one's at 120. Sure, we'll go 129. Sure. We'll just sequence something in to see if this actually transitions here. And we switch back. Okay, so thank you so much, Urination. That's very kind. You cannot. You cannot have different tempos per patterns. That's probably an easy fix I'd love to see in a firmware update, actually, because then you could just have full sets. I mean, this is a lot of patterns here, and remember, I've said it a zillion times, but within each track you can have different variations. Let's do that, actually. So we've got our melody down here, right? Okay, nothing wrong with that. Sounds cool. The generation and random and everything did a great job there. The fill, I believe it was. Let's go to variations, and I'm going to click 2. So now, if I hit play, there's nothing there. So let's fill. Random, we'll go melody again. It just filled it with that kick drum that we used. So I can just go Shift Delete. There we go. Okay. We're still on variation 2. Let's find a different sample here. What are VHS seeds? Sure, we'll use that. Why not? We could also just use the same sound we used in the first variation. But I want to use something different. Yeah, that's fine. Now we'll go fill. Solo it. And we go back to the first variation here. See how that works? Mute it. We can have, you can do like a drum fill on a variation down here for the snare drum. So let's grab a drum, snare drum here. Sample. There we go. Highlight that. Change the track speed. No, I don't. So they can get out of sync too, which is really cool. Let's live record some weird pitch stuff here. Now I gotta know what it sounds like. Ah, interesting. It's off. Oh, probably because I accidentally messed with the track length, I think. No. It's backwards now. you just have to be a little mindful of your timing. Still pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do here. Okay, we'll stop that madness there for now. Is there a workflow on how to best set up a live set without getting confused? Personally, I would lay out different patterns, just kind of the basics. You know, melodic ideas you want to have down, rhythmic ideas you want to have down, and then from there, I'm going to turn all this stuff off. Don't forget you can save your session, and then mess with stuff to your heart's content, and then shift and reset will get you right back to where you are. How's it going? Yeah, see, there's so much cool stuff you can do. These knobs don't really do anything in perform mode. I'd love to see some functionality added there. Mistakes is here too. There you go. Can you have the patterns played as a chain? I don't think you can. No, I don't think there's pattern chaining, unfortunately. It's definitely a very hands-on, like they want you tweaking stuff as you go type device. I would love for there to be pattern chaining. I haven't really had a need for it. I also haven't played with it enough to probably need it yet. Like I said, my two biggest concerns were or gripes were the chance thing not being able to save to a pattern, kind of, the actual percentage chance to save. I can't remember. What my other what my other wish was. Different tempos for each pattern, so you could have like a full freaking live set just like right there. You can pattern chain. I did not know you could. Thank you, Wabbit. How do you do that? I have not. Oh, chain. When I hold shift, I'm not sure how to chain, but you can. That proves it. Mitch, if you're watching, I'm sorry I said you can't. Mitch is my Polyend rep. Dude is awesome. Kind of at NobCon, apparently at in the city somewhere, I think he did a live set with Jorba's telling me about it. He just did like 2 Polyend Tracker minis and then ran them into like a reverb pedal, I think. Everyone said it was really cool. Yeah, I wish I could have caught it. But he said that this was his main live tool before the Tracker Mini came out. You forgot how to pattern chain? It's all right. You can. Wabbit saying you can and then holding shift and seeing play chain proves it. I just, clearly there's a lot more I need to learn here. I've barely scratched the manual, barely opened it. So, yeah. Well, does anyone have any like last minute questions or concerns or anything like that? We are wrapping up on closing time, just a few minutes here. Dinner time here on the West Coast, almost 6 o'clock. Forgot what I'm making for dinner. I'll find out when I walk out there and open the fridge and see what I prepped. Oh, man. Yeah. I quite enjoy it. It might not be apparent, and like I said, not everything you make is going to sound fantastic, but when it does click, it clicks really well. And the fact that you can then save that into a session and save that. You can also save your files here. So I could save this as a project if I wanted. Save, auto name. Still got the auto namer from the tracker, which is cool. Windy hydrant, mixed quilt, descriptive hand. I should have stopped there because I use my hands. The play seems pretty incredible for a few specific purposes. Yeah, I think live is the real application here, or just getting yourself started finding melodies. But really, live, I haven't really come across an instrument that's as playable without risk as this is. It feels a lot like those Electron boxes, but a lot more over the top with all the chance and randomize functions and all the different play modes and stuff like that, plus the grid laid out in front of you. It's very playable as a live instrument. Why have I said I wouldn't like it as a straight-up songwriting tool? That's a good question. I just think there's much more efficient ways. If you're just in it for songwriting, I think there's much more efficient ways of writing music. Looking at the Polyend tracker, the Dirty Wave M8. I know those are both trackers. I was going to say LSDJ next. The Sample Trek. I think there's just more efficient ways of writing music. The Deluge is so efficient for like actually writing music. My God, it's so fast. I think the OP1 is also pretty good at writing music too. It just depends on the workflow you're after. But yeah, for me personally, this is definitely more of a live tool. Ugliest birds. Acoustic arm. That's weird. Romantic girl, upbeat yard. Delicious message. Crow person. I should have stopped there. Damn. Stingy pancakes. That's it. Confirm. Then it'll save the project. Tell Jack I miss him. He's a good boy. Jack is Terry's dog, if anyone's wondering. Shift and play chain and select the patterns. Oh, okay. Let's try that real quick here. Shift, play chain. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Shift, play chain, select the patterns. I'm not getting it. I'm sure it's in there. I'm probably just being dumb and missing something. Thank you for being here, Wilhelm. Grove Twig, do I need to add this when I come visit you next month? Do I need to add this to the list of gear to bring? The list is getting long. There's like a 30-second delay, so I have to wait forever for anyone to respond to what I say. I do think that is going to wrap things up, though. So, as usual... Oh, it is this month. Oh, crap. That's like 2 weeks away. Yeah, that'll be fun. More driving. Nice. Everyone be on the lookout for some in-person, maybe jams. I don't know. Going to visit Grove Twig for a bit. So that could be fun. Or it will be fun. Yeah, could be fun depending on if he makes it fun or not. Going to be a good time. Going to play some acoustic drums. Looking forward to that. All right, everybody. I think that is going to wrap up this stream. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed watching me bumble around on the play and just try to get some time in with it, learn it a little better. If you did like the stream, please go ahead and leave a like on it. These streams always struggle to get likes, so that's how I validate my existence, right? As every YouTuber does. Go watch Jorb's latest video, and that's all I'll say on that topic. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks again to Polyend for hooking me up with the play. I can't wait to continue using it, and I'm sure you'll see it in a Freebeat Live show at some point in the near future. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.